Hello everyone, this is Rebel Whovian, and today I'll be doing a custom figure showcase. This time it will be the Dalek Time Strategist from the Agents of Chaos Big Finish box set. I decided to make this figure for a few reasons, the first of which was that I had a spare Red Supreme Dalek from the Stolen Earth and Journey's End, and I didn't want a duplicate of that, so I altered it to be what's seen on the Agents of Chaos cover. The other reason for why I made this custom was because last year I had plans to do a two-part Dalek story with the 12th Doctor, and I wanted the leader of the Daleks to be something with a nice design, and the Dalek Time Strategist fit the bill. However, that project isn't going forward anymore, so the Dalek became a bit useless until my Doctor Who fan film, which I made for college, which featured this Dalek, so I'm definitely glad I made it. To make this, you'll need a Red Supreme Dalek from the Stolen Earth and Journey's End, purple paint to repaint the Dalek to match what's seen on the cover of Agents of Chaos, a gold and silver paint pen to paint the spheres and screws/bolts on the Dalek, a cocktail stick to scratch off any excess paint, and of course some paintbrushes. To begin, I got the Dalek and took out the golden sections that come out of the Dalek at the neck section. This was to make it easier to access the main body of the Dalek to paint. I then took off the black base of the Dalek to avoid getting purple paint on it. The same was done to the eye stalk, plunger and gun. Once that was done, I painted the Dalek purple. This required a few coats so that the red underneath wasn't visible. Once it was fully painted, I let it dry and began to remove the excess paint that spilled onto areas that I didn't want it to using a cocktail stick. This took a while, but the result was worth it. I then moved on to the painting of the spheres. I got my gold pen and went around each of them, which took a very long time. I'm not too happy with how this came out, as it's a bit messy and has a sticky finish to it which isn't great, but as it's only being used as a display piece, it won't be too noticeable. I then plugged the golden section of the neck back in and added details of silver screws. I then put the eye stalk, plunger and gun back in and screwed the base back on, and the Dalek was finished. Details wise, there isn't much that's different from the Red Supreme Dalek. The red is now a purple, which I think works a lot better, although I don't think the purple paint I used was bright enough. As I mentioned before, I also added some silver paint to the golden neck sections to add the details of screws, which wasn't present on the Red Supreme Dalek. Apart from that, there isn't much of a difference between the two. However, there is a big detail that I missed out, and that was the two diagonal circles that wrap around the neck section. I was going to attempt this, but at the time of making it, I didn't know how to do it, and when I attempted it, I couldn't get the circles to be the right size. But if I were to do this again, or refine it in the future, I would try and add these to make it more screen accurate to what is seen on the cover of Agents of Chaos. Doing a size comparison with the standard Red Supreme Dalek, it is of course the same height, as I haven't adjusted the sculpt in any way. I think the two really complement each other when displayed like this, and it makes me wish that the Dalek Time Strategist appeared with all the other Daleks in the Magician's Apprentice two-parter. Overall, I'm quite happy with how this came out. It's not my favourite custom that I've made, as there are a few problems with it. These include the purple paint on the Dalek not being bright enough, the gold paint on the spheres having a sticky finish to them, and the exclusion of the two circles that wrap around the neck section of the Dalek. I would like to revisit this custom in future to make some changes, but for now it makes a nice display piece in my cabinet. I definitely recommend this as a custom to make to anyone, as although the spheres are quite tedious to do, it's just a simple repaint so anyone could attempt it. As always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.